Um, um, Grand Rising family, pre-live. Got something we're gonna talk about in like 30 minutes. Just wanted to tap in, just came from my own 6-day smoothie fast and parasite cleanse. Peace, Dorita. There's just a pre-live. I'm going to tune back in about 30 minutes after I do my yoga and my meditation so I can go ahead and communicate as clear as I can. I just came off my own 6-day fruit smoothie and parasite cleanse. And so we're going to show you some of those results. And we're going to show you some of those results right now just as far as my physical presentation. And then I'm going to go over, in about 30 minutes, we're going to go over water fasting versus fruit smoothie fasting or herbal fasting or fasting on just teas, and why fruit smoothie fasting is going to be the best thing to do for you to cleanse at an optimal level. You got to start thinking on a DNA and on a cellular level, and to be cleansed on a cellular level, then the food, the consumption, the water you're drinking must be organic water containing the DNA of whatever organism or food that you're eating. And that's the only way you're going to really reach the DNA and the cellular level, is to cleanse on something that the body is going to accept and assimilate into the cells. And so we're going to talk about that in like 30 minutes. And so right now, just giving everybody just a chance to tune in real quick. Peace, Grand Risings family. You're now tuned in to the immune system of life. And I'm going to be just as serious as your immune system. We're here to heal. Sorry for the inconvenience. We're here to transform. Sorry for the inconvenience. We're here to grow. Sorry for the inconvenience. We're here to change tradition into truth. That's what it's all about. So, like I said, I just came off my personal 6-day smoothie fruit fast. I'm feeling pretty well, pretty vibrant. Let me set this up right here. And this is just me, myself, and like I say, only fruit. So this has just been only fruit, not getting any slimmer. I'm losing only fat. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you just get, if you're slim, it's because your body is not absorbing what you're eating. People think that you will eat fruit and you'll eat vegetables and you'll get slim. If you're slim from eating fruits and vegetables, it's because you were never absorbing nutrients in the first place. You can look at people all across the world, whether they eat meat, junk food, fruits. People are eating everything across the world, and you still see people in different sizes. You see people obese, and you see people anorexic, and they can both be eating the same thing. You can see somebody eat a bowl. You see somebody eat the exact same thing throughout the week, but one person will be thin and one person will be overweight. And it's because one person is being clogged up by the minerals, and one person is having a problem absorbing anything. So one person can't absorb any nutrients, any minerals, and another person is being blocked from absorbing them, and that's what we get the plaque and the mucus in the way. And then when it's in the arteries in the wall, when it's in the arteries and you're thin, then you're having a problem absorbing minerals. So if you're skinny from eating fruits, this is just 6 days, and I think I'm just going to keep it up. Yesterday I incorporated nuts, and you don't need. I looked up the This is me. Even my app is just. Everything's just becoming more defined, and this is just when you're focusing on transforming. It's not like you have to take a pencil, you have to take a tool to go sculpt your body or go sculpt yourself. You just exercise the body, which is exercising the mind, and put in foods that are going to nourish your growth and nourish your transformation, and the body will make that transformation by itself. The body is trying to heal itself always. All we as healers try to do is try to give you the tools and the guidelines for you to go and pick up the things to heal yourself. The cells are going to heal themselves. You got to start thinking. We have to get out of a mental level. We are too caught up in the mind, and we've been taught that the mind is in the brain, when the brain is made of a whole bunch of different cells. The brain is made of trillions of different small cells. You got to start thinking on a cellular level, because the cell is the smallest living organism in your body. The cell is the smallest mind in your body, and those cells are everywhere. This is when you start to realize that the whole body is the mind, because the skin is the intelligent. The skin is intelligent. The eyes are intelligent. Your teeth, your bones, your blood, the heart, the kidneys, the gallbladder. Every part of the human body is operating off this cellular intelligence. And so we have to start thinking on a DNA and on a cellular level. And until we do, we will never achieve health. We will never understand life, and we will always be confused. A lot of people say that you should listen to your body. If your body's giving you the wrong signals, you can't listen to it. You need to listen to the immune. You tuned into the immune system right now. You need to listen to somebody who has immunity. You need to listen to somebody who's healthy. You need to listen to somebody who's talking about growth and nourishment. You can't listen to your own mind when some people getting the signals to go smoke a cigarette. Some people getting the signals to go eat a donut. That's the signals your body sends in a sick, diseased bodies because you're craving something. And these people are always hungry because they're never getting nourished but always getting full. Meaning they're filling their stomach with something, but it's not something the body can use. And that's what I want to go over with. I'm gonna go over with you guys in about 30 minutes. I want to do my yoga first and really get some clarity on how I want to deliver it. But we got to talk about inorganic versus organic minerals. You got to understand that kidney stones are formed off of inorganic minerals. Everything in life is made of the same things that you get from plants. The wall is made of the same. Your walls are made of the same things that you get from plants. The brick buildings you see outside, they're made of the same things you get from plants. They're just not in a digestible form that you can use. The crystals you wear on your neck, these are the same things that you can get from plants. They're just not in a form that you can use. So what we're doing is we have this illusion of not nourishing ourselves from the inside, so we need crystals. This is why everybody needs crystals. Because you need the stones on the outside of yourself because they're not in the earth where the plants can absorb them and put them into your body. So you're walking around with the stones around your neck when they're supposed to be absorbed into the minerals, into the plants. The plants go into the ground and they turn copper, they turn gold, they turn diamonds. They turn this into a liquid form that your body can use. And so if you want to be healthy, you got to remember that life begins in the womb. And since life begins in the womb, you have to eat like a baby again. Water fasting, fruit fasting, smoothie fasting. I'm going to talk about it in like 30 minutes. You have to eat. I might just go ahead and do it now. But you have to go ahead and you have to eat like a baby again. You have to realize that a baby doesn't have any teeth. So they have to drink liquids. And this is how this is what your teeth are supposed to do to the food. Your stomach doesn't have any teeth. The baby's stomach doesn't have any teeth, so they have to drink milk and liquids until they're able to start growing teeth and digesting food. This is like the body works together. So when the body is growing teeth, it's showing that the stomach is ready to start digesting food at a higher level, at a more complex level. And so since people have a hard time chewing their food like they're supposed to, you see, like a baby, your food is supposed to be chewed down to a liquid. So the stomach can coat it, and it's going to take and absorb the nutrients that it can, and it's going to send the inorganic waste somewhere else. The small intestines absorb the nutrients. The large intestines are where the water is soaked up, and those inorganic minerals and that toxic waste is trying to be exited out. It's trying to be eliminated. So you got to realize, people think that everything you put in your stomach, you digest. And anybody who eats fruit knows that you don't digest everything, because when you eat grape seeds, you see grape seeds in the toilet. When people who eat corn, if you don't chew the corn up, you're going to see it come straight through. So it shows you that stomach acid is not quite burning everything like you think. So you can't digest everything. So this is true for the meat eaters, the people who eat eggs, the people who are eating out of harmony and finding excuses to eating out of harmony with your body. You have to start thinking on a DNA level. Everything that you were designed to eat is supposed to have a DNA. That DNA being oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, and carbon. And this is why cleansing yourself with fruit is optimal, because you're able to consume it whole, which means that the DNA, the cellular, the molecular structure is complete. Meaning that if you juice it, now you're missing some of the completeness, the wholeness of the food. Or if you make teas, you can't go around eating herbs all day. Certain herbs are too toxic to eat all day. So you can make your tea in the morning, but in order for you to keep being nourished throughout the day, it is best to do a fruit or fruit smoothie fast. The reason I say fruit smoothie is the highest, or would be the best, is because what the blender is doing, it's going to act like your teeth for you. The blender is going to take whole fruit and turn it into a liquid, so that when it goes in, you're being sure that the body can fully absorb everything, because you're not used to chewing like we're used to chewing on such a rush. We're used to eating inappropriately, and we're used to eating out of harmony with our body. We're used to violating ourselves, and so we don't chew our food all the way. We're supposed to be chewing our foods to a liquid, and that's another thing. You can't do this with meat. You cannot chew your food to a liquid with meat, and lions don't have to do this because their digestive system is not set up that way. For your stomach to absorb it, it must be able to be turned into a liquid and absorbed into the small stem cells of the intestines. If it can't fit through there, we're going to have to send it through the large intestines. And whatever is out of harmony with the body will get clogged in the arteries. It's going to get clogged in the colon. It's going to cause parasites in the intestines because you're putting dead, devitalized foods and artificial foods into your body. You have to start thinking on a DNA, on a growth level. Because that's all the body's trying to do. For assimilation to occur into your body, the food is going to be broken down to a complete molecule. And if that molecule is broken, the body cannot accept it. You see? This is why we're malnourished. I go to gyms across the whole world, and whether they're eating vegan, vegetarian, or meat, if they're not eating whole plant foods, there will be disease. Because the body, you're not getting nourished. There's malnourishment with people who eat junk food and meat and dead devitalized food. There's malnourishment with vegetarians. There's malnourishment with vegans. The only time we start to see the exit of malnourishment is with raw food. And the only thing that does not release the immune cells to the digestive system is raw fruits and nuts. That's the only thing that doesn't cause an immediate immune system reaction. Every other food, this is a scientific fact, every other food other than fruit, tender leaves, and nut will cause an immune system reaction if it's cooked. Meaning that your body releases white blood cells to your digestive system, saying that you have violated, that there's something foreign in it and they need to clean up. You go to war with yourself every time. And anytime you clean your body up and you come off a fast, they tell you, don't hurry up and eat cooked food because you're going to damage your body. Why is that? Do you think the body doesn't know what's going on? Do you think the body is not acting intelligently when it sends the immune system to the digestive system because you violate it? It's trying to protect you. So you're not absorbing everything. So anything you cook, you're able to, anything you cook, whatever molecules were not broken, you get. But if we cook something, we know that molecules are broken because the structure has changed. If you cook your skin, the molecule of your skin, the cells will change, will alter. So when you alter that balance, you got to realize that you have to apply universal law to all things in life. So everything, including your own being. So like you have your masculine and feminine hormonal balance, like you have your negative and positive balance, like you have supposed to have harmony within your being to keep you together. Every plant, every insect, every animal, everything in nature has this same masculine and feminine principle. So when you take it out of its natural state, you are now destroying that balance. And this is why we're so disharmonic. Because no matter what we're doing, no matter what level of nutrition you're on, we refuse to be in harmony with our biological correct food. One of the dudes I do admire is overall, I think I might be pronouncing it wrong, but Mr. Douglas. Overall Douglas, he's on a raw fruitarian. That is our natural food. That's the best food for you. You can survive. I just did 6 days. I feel and look amazing. I'm always tempted to reach in the lower stuff and eat other food when I'm distracted. But you got to realize that that's eating for pleasure. Just like right now, we date for pleasure. We work to please. We go out and we drink. We're more comfortable in a toxic reality than in a healthy, growing reality. And that's why we crave these lower things. You see what I'm saying? And so we reduce those cravings as much as possible and stay away from those things as much as possible because they can't really nourish you. This is why we say that people who everybody is conscious. So it's not that you can't be, everybody is spiritual. So it's not that you can't be spiritual and eat meat, or you can't be consciousness. You can't be conscious and eat meat. You can't have higher consciousness and still eat dead, devitalized foods. Because it's not love to yourself. It's out of harmony with your body. It's a curse to your organs. It's a curse to your people, and it's a curse to the planet for us to eat something that is not for something that is not in harmony with our biology. and then for it to be destroying the environment and the animals themselves, of course, at a level to where it's so chaotic that where the whole human race is suffering, the animals are suffering, the planet is suffering, the water is suffering. And so you can't have higher consciousness and not look at that. You can't have higher consciousness and not be willing to reduce your lower nature. It's not that we can't eat what we want and survive. It's about having a higher conscious reality, knowing that you are connected to everything else, that you are connected to the animals, that you are connected to the air, that you are connected to the water, that you are connected to the earth, and that for you and everything else to live in harmony, that you have been given the most powerful decisions on this planet, meaning that you're not over nature. Everything needs nature. You need the air, you need water, you need sunlight, you need everything from the earth, but you've been given the most consciousness to express that growth or decay. You've been given the most consciousness to express that health or disease to self, other, and all life around. So everything in life trusts you and is trusting the human consciousness with the ability to transform this earth, with the ability to grow this reality. And so when you understand that as a spiritual being connected to life, what it means to be spiritual is to be connected to all the forces of life. What do you think? Do you think spiritual means to be disconnected or connected to life? Do you think spirit means to be connected to self, other, and all life around, the frequencies and energies of light, of creation? Or you think it means to be disconnected? So when you are a highly spiritual evolved being and you are a higher conscious being and you start looking at what it actually means to be a human expression of life, meaning that you live to consume air and give it back to nature to transform self, other, and all life around. You live to transform the waters. You live to eat from the earth and assimilate the DNA from that food and then give it back to the earth. When you understand that arrangement as a higher conscious being connected to life, what do you start to do? If you are an intelligent, higher conscious being, if you are alpha consciousness, if you are here to transform the world. And this is what we say. Sorry for the inconvenience. You are now tuned in into the immune system. We're here to change this reality. We know that you're used to toxicity. We're used to eating meat. We're used to eating junk food. We're used to supporting toxic corporations and supporting war and supporting calamity and supporting the wrong type of music. But we're here to change that. So let me see. Questions. Beautiful assessment, divine masculine. How do you cure diabetes? Diabetes. Stop putting, any disease is cured the moment you stop feeding it. You got to realize that everything that exists needs energy. So anybody watching, no matter what disease, if you're able to watch and have a disease, you don't have a disease. Your only disease is ignorance. If you're able to watch and you're sick, your only disease is ignorance, and stop claiming the disease. Start claiming your health through your actions. Through your mind, mood, and behavior, claim your health. Wake up and think that you're going to grow and vitalize and give your body the nourishment it needs to take on the highest expression of health possible, and don't worry about where you're coming from. You are transforming every second. The body is making 25 million new cells a second, over billions of cells a day. You are literally transforming every day. And this is why people that tell you when you fast around about day 3, you really start to feel the energy kick in, because the body starts to transform it and deliver it throughout the body. You got to go deeper than the blood. You got to go to the lymph. You're talking to the immune system. 75% of your body, 75% of your liquids is the immune system. And when your immune system is clogged up, it's backed up, now you start dumping toxins into your blood. And so we're walking around with toxic blood, and the blood is consciousness. The blood is your mind. The blood goes to the heart. The blood goes to the brain. The blood goes to every organ. No matter what organ you go to, you're going to find 2 fluids, blood and lymph. You're 80% water. That water is blood and lymph. And this is the way you're communicating. And so when your blood is filled with inorganic minerals and toxic minerals, and that's what I want to go over really quickly. We're going to go over this. Water fasting and spring water versus distilled water. I did a distilled water smoothie fast. Distilled water smoothie fast. I feel amazing. I feel better than I ever felt doing a fast. And the reason I did distilled water, I want to talk about that. So what we got to realize is that when the clouds are taking up water from the oceans and from the rivers, they turn it into distilled water. So rainwater is distilled until it hits the toxins and the environment. So meaning that when rainwater comes down and it hits a spring or it hits a well or it hits the ground, it is now picking up inorganic minerals, the soil. So you got to remember that you're not going around eating iron oxide or carbon oxide. You're not eating the rock form of the earth. You're not eating hard iron or the actual hard carbon or the actual hard copper. What you want is the organic minerals from the earth. And so when we drink a lot of spring water, what you see in nature is that a lot of animals that are vegan, they do not drink a lot of spring water because it has a lot of inorganic minerals in it. Meaning that it is minerals, it is electrical, but it's not what your body can use. Your body just soaks up the water, all the water it can, and tries to eliminate the inorganic minerals. And some of those inorganic minerals can help pick up some of the things that you put in there that didn't belong. And that's why they say things like sea salt water will help cleanse you, because those inorganic minerals like sea salt, that's a rock. You can't absorb that. If sea salt, you can't absorb that. What's happening is you put it into your body so it can help magnetically attract all the other inorganic substances you have in your body, so it can help it exit when you drink just sea salt water by itself. And that's what it's doing, or when you're drinking spring waters by itself. But when you want to be nourished and hydrated, you need distilled water with fruit such as a cucumber or something that would add organic minerals. So meaning that you have inorganic and organic minerals. So meaning you have the liquid form of a mineral, and then you have the rock form of a mineral. Plants are the only thing that can turn the rock into a liquid substance you can use. Meaning that the iron you get from kale, the iron you get from a fruit, the copper, the zinc, all the minerals that you get from a fruit are in a liquid form transformed by the plant through the soil. So you are not designed to absorb inorganic minerals. You can see this just in the digestive system itself. You're designed to absorb organic minerals. And this is what's going to cleanse you on a cellular level, because the DNA and the cells are willing to accept this organic molecular structure. You got to realize, for assimilation to occur, it must be able to unite with you. It must have one of whatever you're trying to assimilate. So your body doesn't have any inorganic substances or inorganic cells to deliver inorganic minerals to. And to more proof, if you just go into what a kidney stone is a collection of inorganic minerals picked up by meats, from dead food like meats and artificial foods, to where whenever you overcook foods or you overprocess foods, you turn organic minerals back into inorganic minerals by making them hard again. That's what cooking does. Cooking is going to make those minerals combust, or they're either going to make them combust or they're going to make them get harder. So you got different chemical combinations that you're making. That's what a stove is. A stove is alchemy. A stove is a laboratory. Look at it. A stove is a laboratory. And so if you don't know what you're doing, or know what you're cooking, or know what you should and shouldn't cook, this is why the only thing that's really supposed to be cooked is if you're going to eat beans, we don't even really need grains. I've been researching a lot about diets that are related to ours, such as we're not apes or gorillas, but they are very much related in what we eat. Gorillas, they don't eat any grains. They only eat about 17% protein a day, and their diet is mostly fruit. 17% protein is actually quite a bit, though. 17% protein of a 2,000, and protein being oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, and hydrogen. Remember that protein is just DNA. So in order for it to have protein, it must have a DNA. In order for your body to use that protein, that protein chain must be unbroken. So the best protein you can get is raw food. This is why the strongest animals on the planet are all vegan. And it doesn't matter. They can all eat the same thing, but they're different sizes. Meaning the elephant eats grass, but it's a different size from the gazelle who eats grass. The deer and the sheep eat grass. So does the zebra and the horse. You see what I'm saying? So, it's not, whatever you eat, your body's going to assimilate for you to express the design you were designed to express. See, the problem is we want to express as everything except human. We want to express as everything except what you were supposed to be. And that's the problem we have. We refuse to do what it takes for us to truly achieve unity and achieve health. We want others to love us in ways that we cannot love ourselves. And that's true. We want others to love us and support us in ways that we refuse to support ourselves. You see what I'm saying? You want somebody to nourish you, but when they really come to nourish you, are you ready for that? Or do you still want to have your urination? You want somebody to heal you, but are you really ready for that? You want somebody to take you to a higher state and expand your awareness, but are you really ready for that? You see what I'm saying? So you must start loving yourself on a higher level before you ask someone else to. or you're going to have a problem every time. To love yourself, you have to love the cells that make yourself. It's impossible for you to go around and say that you truly, meaning that just like it's layers to health, it's layers to your onion, it's layers to anything in life, it's layers to the love that you have for yourself. Waking up and drinking water and having breakfast is one love. Just any breakfast, feeding yourself is love. Because the body needs to be fed something, right? So you feel like you need to eat and you feel like you need to be nourished. So that's some level of love, just even to think about nourishing yourself. Just waking up to, I want to breathe and I want to feel the sun. I want to go up. I want to have a good day. Just those thoughts. That right there is the beginning. That's a level of love. Now going out and taking action is another level of love. Going out and daily, consistently taking action is another level of love. You see? Saying I'm not going to eat anything artificial, I'm just going to eat. I'm not eating any more pork. I'm just going to eat fish. That's one level of love. You see what I'm saying? I'm loving myself a little bit better. Saying I'm not going to eat any fish, any artificial food, anything that's going to screw the love. I'm going to go vegan, but I still like my junk foods. Another level of love. You see? Saying I'm going to go full plant-based, I'm not eating anything that life didn't make. I'm only eating what life itself has provided from my being to transform into a higher level is another level of love. Saying that, hey, I was designed to eat fruits more than any other food on the planet, and that fruits are the highest electromagnetic force or electromagnetic field of consciousness that you can eat. Fruit is the highest evolutionary state of the planet. People don't even know that. Do you know that a fruit is the high? Scientists know this. A fruit is the highest, even higher than you. The fruit is higher than a human. It just ain't walking around talking. The fruit contains the highest field of consciousness to assimilate within your being. Think about it. For fruit to transform you into a higher being, it has to be already vibrating at a higher state than you. You see what I'm saying? For you to eat fruit and for it to make you healthier and heal you, it has to be resonating higher than the level you at. So fruit contains the highest field of consciousness and contains the blueprint to the entire tree. A tree might grow 100 fruit, and each fruit contains, like, let's say, a papaya. A papaya might have 100 seeds, and each seed contains the entire blueprint to a whole nother tree that will produce another 100 fruit. So when you consume this intelligent life force, it is ready to assimilate into a frugivorous body. And that's what you are. A being that's designed that sees and is attracted to color, that loves the smell of sweet stuff. A body that will break down if it don't receive glucose. Do you know that if you do not get enough sugar, enough glucose, the body will break down bone to try to get it? That's what when you fast, you're starving the body of sugar. So the body starts to break down fat to get it. It's not that you're not getting it. The body is it's breaking down everything it can to get it. You got to understand that. All right, so let me break this down to you. Everything, no matter what organism, what you eat, no matter what vitamin or what nutrient you're trying to get, its base structure, for you to use it, it has to be oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen. These are the three base structures for protein, for sugar, for glucose, food, anything you look up, it has to have these three, or it's not even a molecule. It's not a molecule that can be used by your body. You can look this up. Look up molecule for glucose. Look up the molecule for protein. Look at the molecule for any vitamin, any nutrient that you're looking for, any amino acid. Look up the molecular structure, and you will see different combinations of CHO. So if your body does not get enough of CHO, it can get it by breaking down whatever it has to break down because each cell is made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. And so the body will break down bone, it will break down muscle, it will break down fat, it will break down whatever it has to break down to get that sugar. So you're always getting glucose. But when you have too much into the body, well, people say when they have diabetes and you start to do water fast and only taking in fruit, now the fruit can cleanse you on a cellular level, and then the body can release the artificial sugars and the artificial fat and the toxins and the inorganic substances that you've invited into your being. That's the only thing, that's the dis-ease, the discomfort. You got to understand, somebody said the other day, that was like, you can go smaller than the atom. We can go small as all, we can go from atoms to quarks to joules, all the way to vibration. But that vibration, that you got to realize that energy, frequencies, and vibration, like Nikola Tesla, or any ancient, our own ancient ancestors, in order to understand the universe, thought, Aset, Asar, Tahuti, in order for you to understand the universe, you got to understand energy, frequency, and vibration. Now, when you understand this, they left it blank. You got to understand that energy, frequency, and vibration that has no beginning and no end has expressed as all life. This life expressed as joules, quarks, then atoms. These atoms then expressed as molecules such as DNA. This DNA then expressed as cells. This cell is now the intelligent mind running creation. And every organism that you go into in life, who is running that organism? If you go into the lion, if you go into the tree, if you go into the fish, if you go into the bird, if you go into the human, it's the cell that's running that mind. It's the cell that's running those emotions. It's the cell, it's the true self. Cell phone, prison cell. You are the cells that you nourish or destroy. You are the cells that you bring growth or decay to. And those cells are, you think your personality belongs to you. Your personality is nothing but either the toxicity and the experiences of those cells expressing themselves through thought, emotion, and action, or that vitality, that harmony, that growth expressing through your thought, emotions, and action as a unique cell. And that's who you are. And when the breath from those cells leaves, so do you. You are the living breath that's going within each and every cell, trying to nourish. And that's all the cells all the cells are ever trying to do within your own body. And this is what it means, that when you master yourself, you truly start to understand life. Like when I look into my own body and I see that 75% of my body is lymph, and that this is the immune system, and that this immune system is what protects my body. And just like this, you got to look at yourself as the earth. And we as the human race, you are the immune system, are supposed to be the immune system of Earth. 75% of the human race is supposed to be dedicated to protecting and serving the Earth. Like 75% of your white blood cells, your lymph fluid, is dedicated to serving and protecting your body. And then 25% is the blood, and the blood nourishes the body, provides growth, nourishment, and vitality to assimilate into the cells. And that's what the other 25% of the human race should be doing. They should be providing nourishment, trying to grow, trying to nourish the earth in a way they can bring peace, harmony for self, other, and all life around. Because that truly brings peace for all cells within yourself and all cells that's around you. Because every living thing that surrounds you is just a cell. Combinations of cells expressing themselves in different ways. Some that fly, some that swim, some that climb. Some that eat grass, some that eat fruit, some that eat meat. Lion eat meat, and then Wolverine eat meat. Two different sizes. Eating meat doesn't equal size. See, we got to get out off of this weight thing. How much do you want a body of light to weigh? You are a body of energy. Nothing in creation besides the human being goes around and jumps on the scale. Don't jump on the scale. Just eat what you were designed to eat. When you're hungry, when you feel like you need to be nourished, eat what you were designed to eat. It's that simple. And that's what all of nature does. Everything in nature, you got to understand that. Do you think you are outside or inside of creation? Do you think you are outside of the cosmic arrangement that the polar bear has in Alaska, or that the camel has in the desert, or that the elephant has in the Sahara, or that the lion has in the jungle, or that the gorilla has in the jungle, or that the fish have in the sea? Nature is all around us, but you have a certain arrangement in nature, and you were coded to consume certain things that will assimilate and bring you to a higher state of being to help you evolve, transform your mind, mood, behavior, your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and also make a physical transformation. What you call the physical, you are the cell expressing itself. You are your identity. Like a lot of people, we like to say, like, hey, I love I love your essence. It's not your body. I love your mind. Like, no, love my body too. I'm whole food. I am whole food. I am complete. Assimilate all of me. Don't just assimilate my mind. Just don't assimilate my mood. Don't just assimilate me as a whole being. I'm here to fully nourish you. I'm not here to partially nourish you. I want to fully nourish your mind, fully nourish your emotions, fully nourish your behavior. You got to understand that the skin is your identity. The skin is the cells that are inside expressed on the outside so you can reveal yourself. All right, watch this. Everything in your body is made of cells. So the heart remember that you made yourself in the womb. So this is great. I got a child in the way, so it's great. So the child is being made in the womb. So you gotta understand that the heart is being developed, right? And so as the heart is being developed, the brain is being developed, right? And these are made of cells. And then the skin, right? When the skin develops, the brain and the heart, like these are the cells wanting to express themselves. Your skin, love yourself. This is your face, your body is the heart trying to express itself. So when you feel toxic, this is the love you have for yourself. When you're overweight, when you're diseased and you're in a form of chaos, this is your heart expressing. Your skin is the heart expressing. They're made of the same cells. The skin was created by the same cells that made the heart, that made the brain, that made the liver, that made any part of your being. These are the cells expressing at their highest level that they can. So love yourself completely. You got to nourish yourself completely. The best type of fast to do, like I just did my own. If you're interested in doing my parasite and smoothie cleanse, please inbox me. I have a lot of people that's having a lot of success with it. And as long as you follow it and you're willing to be disciplined, you got to understand you have to. People always ask me, like, what do you do? What are some things that you can do to eat better? Stop eating for pleasure. That's the first thing you got to do. You have to get out of your head that it's okay to only eat for pleasure, meaning that you can eat for, like, fruit tastes good. You see? Like, you can make fruit ice cream. You can make things that taste good, but you got to get out the habit of only eating for your addiction. You got to realize that you're addicted to drugs. A lot of time when people fast, they get off of their fast because they feel weak, they feel dizzy, they feel nauseous, they feel like they might throw up, they feel like things are going wrong. But these are the symptoms of a drug addict. These are natural. That's a natural detox. If you look up, if you put somebody on a fast and then you go to a rehab center for somebody who's doing crack, that's the same symptoms they feel. All the symptoms that you feel, it don't mean go have the crack. It means you got to keep cleansing. You can no longer nourish yourself by drinking and by crack no more. You got to understand that your food is your crack. Your food is your beer. Your food is your drug. Your addiction. And it's okay to be addicted to life. Vitality. You got to be addicted to something. Whatever you love, that's your addiction. So it's about choosing your addiction. See, we are addicted to loving ourselves in a lower nature way and to eating only for pleasure. You got to be addicted to life. That's the first. You got to get addicted to nourishing yourself every day. You got to get addicted to transforming your skin, your body. Express yourself. Tone your body. Tone your mind. Get in tune is to get tone. You see, they're the same word. Tone, tune. You see what I'm saying? Get in shape. To get in harmony with yourself, to get in geometry, to get in shape with your being. So you got to learn. You got to learn to start nourishing yourself and living to do that every day, because that's what the true cell is trying to do. You got to start thinking on a cell level. You got to start thinking on a DNA level. And every day, the DNA in the cell is trying to grow and nourish you and be a higher expression of life. Every second, that's all the body's trying to do. And this is the way you have to start thinking. You have to start thinking on a vitality level and then express on top of that. There's plenty of people like old man who can draw great. You see what I'm saying? You're healthy and then let the art express through you. But be healthy first. Be in tune with nature first. And then express your art. Express your music. Express your craft. Express what the self has came here to express. But your first priority is to grow, nourish yourself. To transform and evolve the DNA in the cells. And you got to do that anyway. You're going to eat anyway. So let's not act like being in harmony with nature and eating right takes away from our life. It's just that it's going to put you more in harmony with life so you can create things more in harmony with self, other, and all life around. It's just the choices we make have to start being ones that are more harmonic for each other, are more harmonic for our family. Because to be honest, it's hard for me to exist in certain places, because you got to realize that when I enter a realm, no matter where I go, and it hurts me. Like, you can't turn your eye to it when I understand that, people that what they eat are hurting themselves. When they eat around me, it's like I'm visually seeing, I'm taking that. I have to process that. I don't want to process you eating that. I don't want to process that smell, that death. Everybody that has been vegan or plant-based long as knows that when you smell meat, it's toxic. It smells dead. It violates my being to even smell it. But, when you go into other people's reality, to show love and show compassion, you might have to deal with that. And that'd be uncomfortable for me. It'd be uncomfortable for me to see them hurt themselves, and to know that they're hurting me and hurting the planet and hurting each other. And to know that when they're stressed out, I know where it comes from. Because that animal was stressed out. That animal was angry. See, this is where we go deeper than this. When we go to a cellular level, you got to realize that everything you eat or supposed to eat originated or supposed to have originated from a DNA. So if you're eating animal products, are you really okay with assimilating or even trying to assimilate the mind, emotion, the DNA, and the journey of a chicken? That's what you see. You got to understand that if you eat a fruit, DNA. If you eat grass, DNA, but you're not designed to eat it, so it's going to tear your stomach, just like meat does. You see? So you got to realize that everything you eat has a DNA structure, and this DNA structure contains the blueprint to whatever food or organism it is, whether it's an insect, whether it's a fruit, whether it's a nut, whether it's an animal, whether it's a fish. It has a DNA, and that DNA is the blueprint which allowed that organism to express itself, that allowed that organism to express its mind, mood, and behavior, its thoughts, emotions, and actions. So are you okay with adopting the thoughts, emotion, actions of a fish, of a chicken, of a pig, of a cow? Look at them. Is that your journey? Do you want to weigh what a cow weighs? This is why you're overweight. Do you want to look like a pig? Do you want to look like a cow? Or do you want to be vibrant and look vital? When you go into the produce section, it always looks so colorful and so beautiful in the produce section. This is how you want to express. You want to express your light to the world. How are you going to shine when you feel with death? When you feel with toxicity? As soon as you go on an all fruit fast, your skin in the first week, everybody that ever did my first week parasite and smoothie cleanse, the first week their skin is vibrant. The cells are ready to glow and express themselves. They've been filled with darkness and toxicity. They couldn't wait to express that vitality. They couldn't wait to express that light. When you eat in fruit, you got to understand that you're eating. What trees do is they turn light into food. Trees turn sunlight and air and minerals from the earth into a fruit. So you're eating the sun in a digestible form. Remember, you can't go, if you eating a fruit, it's like taking a bite out the earth, taking a bite out the sun, taking a bite of the ocean. You see what I'm saying? The fruit contains, like when you eat fruit, it's going to oxygenate you. It's going to deliver the oxygen to the lungs. It's going to deliver organic water, mineral infused to the blood. And it's going to give back those seeds that belong to nature. This is why you don't digest seeds. Because those are to help grow the earth. They're not for you. The seeds ain't for you. Anybody, eat any fruit and don't chew the seed. You're going to see the seed come out your butt every time. It's not for you. It's for the earth. So you got to get in harmony with yourself. The body is trying to express. And so you got to start thinking on a DNA level. Are you okay with the DNA? People say you're supposed to eat eggs. The egg came from the chicken. The egg contains the DNA, the fields of energy, the fields of consciousness, the thoughts, the mind, mood, behavior of a chicken. Simple as that. Anything you eat, start thinking on a DNA level. Hey, what did this DNA come from? Because if you remove everything artificial, you wouldn't have a choice. Everything that life made has a DNA. Everything made in the laboratory, they have played with the DNA. That's called chemistry, playing with the DNA. And when you play with an organism, you're playing with the DNA, chemistry. When you play with any organism in life, whether it's human, animal, or plant, you're playing with the DNA, chemistry, biology. Simple. So everything that life made, biology, the study of life, has a DNA. If it don't have a DNA, that's the first sign you shouldn't consume it. First sign. Everything in nature knows this, and everything in nature if it's not in a human position, all right, give you another thing. They had 2 gorillas. Gorillas got sick, diabetes, because they was feeding them nutritional cookies. Nature don't make nutritional cookies, fool. So the gorillas got diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol because they was giving them nutritional cookies that say nutrition. But the gorillas was not receiving no nutrition. They tried feeding the gorillas meat. Got worse. You see, there's a design, a cosmically coded design for every animal, not just you. As soon as they start putting the gorillas back on their natural fruit diet, all the problems cease, just like it does in the human. There is a cosmic design that must be respected in nature. You got to start thinking on a DNA level. Everything you eat. So when you eat kale, DNA of the kale. Fresh plant. When you eat fruit, DNA of the fruit. Tree, life force. You got to understand that that's what the higher and lower self is. You can't tell me you're a higher vibrational being when all you do is eat lower vibrational food. Because your food is what the cells are going to use to bring you to a higher vibrational state. When you eat food, it's trying to bring you to a higher or lower state of consciousness, a higher or lower vibrational state of being. And this goes the same thing for what you interact with daily. Whatever you choose to watch daily is going to bring you to a higher or lower state of consciousness. You eat everything you see. You eat everything you hear. Everything you decide to process, you decide to listen to, the music, the people, the places you go. You're always interacting and exchanging energy that brings you to a higher or lower state of consciousness. And this has happened consistently. So for you to be sick, for you to be diseased, you have to consistently be making bad choices. You don't get diseases overnight. You are consistently choosing to serve the lower self, to serve your lower nature, to only eat for pleasure, to only eat things that bring you to a lower state of being. It's a consistent choice you must make daily. And when you decide, when you wake up with a daily choice to be like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to eat fruits, I'm going to work out, I'm going to do yoga, and you consistently decide that every day your being starts to take a higher and higher vibrational state. You start to communicate more harmonically. Everybody that knows me can see my growth over the last 3 years. It's really simple. Like, where I would never have seen myself to this point, because you're not supposed to see it, you're supposed to express it. I could have never seen myself 30 years ago being who I am now. But I was never supposed to, I'm supposed to be it. You're not supposed to try to see into the future. You're supposed to be your future. Don't try to see into it. Be your future. Be who you are. Don't try to see who you are. Be who you are. Don't try to find who you are in life. Just be who you're supposed to be in life by being in harmony with the human experience of life. You have a cosmic arrangement just like everything else on the planet for you to be able to consume, assimilate, transform energy to bring you to a higher state of health, vitality, and life force. And then you can express this expanded awareness, this expanded consciousness, because that's what trees do. They collect the energies of creation. That's what a tree is. A tree is like a sponge for consciousness. That's what you got to start thinking. So you got to start thinking on a DNA and on a cellular level, and start retraining your mind. You have to, if you want to heal, you have to eat like a baby again. You have to think, feel, act like a baby again. You got to forget what you was taught. You got to just be one with life. Forget everything. Forget religions. Forget books. You got to be what makes sense with life. And remove everything artificial from the world. And you only have you and nature. What makes sense in nature? A tree is a sponge. A tree is collecting sunlight, water, minerals from the earth, and turn them into a digestible substance, into a fruit that you can assimilate into your body. And it's so what a tree is doing is it's like a sponge for consciousness. It's absorbing sunlight. It's absorbing the light of Ra. It's absorbing the breath, the soul. It's absorbing the energies from the earth, and it's bringing it into a fruit so that you can eat it, assimilate it, and expand your consciousness. So you don't have to go fly out in space. The tree don't did it for you. You don't have to go stand right in front of the sun like Superman. You can just bite the fruit. The tree don't already transform the energies of consciousness into a digestible substance so you can assimilate. Nothing on the planet needs anybody else to tell them what to do, or how to be a mother, or how to be a father, or how to be a brother, or how to be a sister. Everything in nature already knows this. Because when they're in harmony with life and you're eating what's biologically coded for your being, the mind, emotions, and thought that was supposed to express as a unit will express. But when everybody's eating differently, imagine what we see in the human race, what we see in us as humans is the same thing we would see if bumblebees decided to live like humans. Imagine that all the bumblebees decided to do something different. Like one want flowers, one going to try to pollinate leaves, one want to go to the ocean, one want to go over there to Alaska. You see, like we would never get anything done. So all the bees, they are coded to go for the same blueprint in life, the same DNA, so they can think, act, feel, and emit in harmony. All the lions, all the gorillas, all the sharks, everything in life has a cosmically coded food that they were biologically designed to eat that will expand their particular awareness for their journey. This is why you don't eat grass, because your journey is not that of a cow. You eat from the tree because your journey is a higher being. You want to reach up for everything is energy. So just reaching up to the tree is reaching for higher consciousness, reaching for a higher form of energy. The tree has grown. Think about it. The tree is a portal connected to the ground, and it sprouts up, out, and raises higher than the ground level of thinking. The tree stands for thinking higher than what's ground level. It comes out the ground and expresses into the sky. So it's trying to raise your consciousness. And as you eat from the tree, your consciousness starts to raise. And the lower you go into the ground, the sicker you will be. When you start to eat animals, you start to eat a lot of roots. You just do it. Eat a whole bunch of animals, eat a whole bunch of roots. Eat from the ground all day, don't eat no fruit. You'll get sick. You got to eat from the tree. This is a fact. If you look at, and the Americans, the World Health Organization notice, they say the biggest problem with the world is that people don't eat enough fruit. But they're steady promoting other things, but they say this because they got to make it look good in committees. We don't see their presentations to how they get stuff out. So they say the right things, they just put the bullshit in front of our face all day. They know what's right. It's not hidden from us. It's in plain sight. You just got to know what to look for and who to look for. You got to start thinking within and outside of yourself. If you having if you're in a body to where you're having good signals, well, to where your body's telling you like, hey, you should be having smoothies in the morning. You need to get in tune. If everything I'm saying with you, everything I'm saying right now makes complete sense to you and you want to get in harmony, that's what you should be doing. You can contact me if you want to try my cleanse and my guidelines versus whatever you might find on Google or somewhere else. That's what we can do and inbox me. But if you having thoughts that's telling you to go smoke a cigarette, that you should be eating meat, that I should be eating this, and that this don't matter, see, you can't listen to your own mind no more. Your mind's sick. Your mind ignorant right now. So you have to start listening to a higher mind. You got to listen to the consciousness outside of yourself. I'm just a reflection of your own being. I'm just another cell expressing at a higher level. You see? We are all equal. We are all cells in source, but we're all expressing as taller and shorter, as faster and slower, as a more vibrant, more vital, higher conscious being or lower conscious being. A lot of things I would say sometimes make a post will make no sense to nobody. I can say, start thinking on DNA level, why would I do that? You see, sick mind. You see what I'm saying? You gotta reteach your mind. You gotta reteach yourself life. We gotta reteach ourselves what truly matters to us and to our families that didn't express. People always tell me like, we're gonna always be able to have careers. We're gonna always be able to go and entertain ourselves and create and make phones. But it's time for us to upgrade our bodies. It's time for us to upgrade our DNA. It's time for us to upgrade our mind, movement, and behavior. It's time for us to upgrade our thoughts, emotions, and actions. This is the upgrade that's needed right now. We don't need any more phone upgrade, any more shoe upgrades, any more clothes upgrades. And that's what it is that I have a hard time. I was going to talk about this too. What I want to do is that right now I'm in Florida. I came back to the States because I had a child in the way and I wanted to be here. And it's not really vibing with me that well just being here in this environment. And so what I want to do is that all I've been doing the last 2-3 years is I've been traveling across the world looking for different land and expressing and helping people at different villages and at different locations and across online for those that know me, be a healthy expression of life through detoxes, through posts, through videos, and I've been supported through donations and that such. And this is how I've been living. And I don't have a residual. I don't have a bank account. I don't serve any corporation, and I don't plan to. Once you get to this level of consciousness, I'm not even able to submit myself in that way. Unfortunately, I didn't have the abundance when I started my journey. I had a daughter. Once I had her, I sold my soul to just transform her, which transformed me. And this is the journey I've been on. So now that I'm here, I'm thinking I want to go to Honduras and probably get some land. Land's going to be between $3,500 and probably $7,000. I'm probably going to put up a link for that, either Probably won't be GoFundMe. I want something to go straight to the PayPal so we can get it done. I want to get land and be able to grow fruit and be able to heal people with just doing fruit alone, and people that, and just not nothing small, not nobody coming to stay as a village, just something small just to start off to where I can start healing people individually or families, because I know what needs to be done. It's just that I never had the opportunity or the land or the environment for me to lead it myself. I've always been on somebody else's land or invited somewhere else to where I had to kind of fall up under their arrangement. You see what I'm saying? I need to be able to express what I know and what I can do, because I already know it. What I'm saying is I don't guess. This is not a maybe game. I don't do maybes or guessing games. You need to think on a DNA level like everything else in life. You need to think on a cellular level. And in order for you to cleanse those cells, it must be in harmony with your biological arrangement. And the only thing that you're biologically designed to assimilate is fruit, which does not even sit in the stomach, which is processed in 20 to 30 minutes, which contains the organic fields of consciousness and the highest electromagnetic fields of energy possible to bring and raise the vitality of your life force of your being. And that's what you live for. You live to raise the vitality and the life force of your being, to expand that consciousness, and then go create your crafts, your buildings, your art, your music, and put everything in the planet in harmony and grow this reality and transform this reality without beginning and without end. There is no beginning or ending till you are. You are being born and you're dying right now. You're making 25 million new cells, and as those 25 million new cells come in, 25 million old cells are going out. You're in the process of death and rebirth every second and not even looking at it. You are not the person you was when you was born. The only thing that's the same when you was born is the crystal in your eye, and I think there was it's some other organ, I'm not sure, but it's only two of them that stay with you your whole life. The rest of your body completely remakes itself every 7 to 10 years. So you're not even, and this is what it means when they always say, oh, you're like a new person. You're right. I'm not Gilbert. I'm not the old person no more. I'm transforming every second. I'm transforming every day. I'm coming with more consciousness. I'm coming with more expansion. I'm going to deliver it to you in a more conscious way that you can understand it and you can love yourself completely. You have to start loving your mind. You have to love your mood. You have to love your behavior. To love those things, you have to go into the cellular behavior. You have to go into the cellular mind. You have to go into the cellular emotions. You have to go into the DNA that's trying to express itself, because this is where the true intelligence is. This is where the self-intelligence is. The self-intelligence is in the cell intelligence. And so if you're not thinking on a cellular level, you're never going to think on a self-intelligent, on a self-realization, on a self-mastery level. To master the self is to master the cells that allow that self to express itself. And so if we want to truly be the beings that we were designed to be, if we want to accumulate or try to harness some supernatural power that is only something natural outside of our normal experience, then we must be willing to do everything that's natural. There's no one that has ever experienced anything spiritual without experiencing anything natural, because if you look at any religious text, it always talks about nature, and it tells you that the natural body is first, then the spiritual body. Because if you can't be a natural body, you can't even tap into the spiritual connection of what's natural, because what's natural is to be connected to all of life. Health is natural. So if you're not even in a state of health or trying to achieve a state of health, you can't be spiritual, because that's the first essence of being natural and allowing you to communicate spiritual. It's to be healthy and being able to be connected and to understand that everything else on the planet is trying to transform with you. We are so greedy and so ignorant as human beings, thinking that we the only ones here trying to create consciousness. We the only one here trying to grow a family. We the only one here trying to grow and evolve and transform into the higher next expression of life. Everything on the planet is trying to transform. The trees are trying to transform into the next expression of life when they give you their seeds and they count on you to spread their seeds across the earth. The gazelles, the lions, the fish, the butterfly, everything on the earth is trying to eat, consume, assimilate, and transform the codes of consciousness given to us by this library called Earth. The earth is a library which grows things for everything in creation to understand their being, their self, their cell in greater detail. And so earth is growing different things for different organisms so that it can put them in alignment with what they should be doing on this realm, on this earth. And when you get in the alignment, you move without mistake, without second guessing yourself. You move, and that's what it means to truly find your purpose. Is that we all have the same purpose, trying to express in unique ways. Meaning that we're all here for growth. We're all here for health. We're all here to heal. We're all here to transform, but we're expressing that growth. We're expressing that transformation. We're expressing that mind. We're expressing that mood. We're expressing that behavior. We're expressing that cell in different ways. But it's the same cell. the same iron, the same oxygen, the same carbon, the same hydrogen, the same nitrogen, the same quartz, the same joules, the same vibrations, the frequencies and energies of life trying to express in a state of growth or decay, in a state of harmony or chaos, in a state of light or darkness, in a state of health or disease, in a higher state of expanded consciousness or a lower state of contracted consciousness. You are either expanding the cells or contracting the cells. You are either expanding consciousness or contracting it. The true expansion lies in you nourishing yourself, nourishing your being in all ways. So when I say food, when the moon, I don't know about when everybody else say food. When the moon say food, I mean your plate, I mean the people you hang with, I mean the places you go, I mean the things you choose to watch, the things you choose to listen to. I mean you being in harmony with it. I mean food. I mean energy. I mean frequency, energies, and vibration you deal with all day, every day, consistently bringing you to a state of harmony and chaos. That's what I mean by food. So I can't really speak for everybody else. My understanding of food is an expanded awareness of consciousness. I don't have a lower understanding of food anymore. I don't have a lower I don't have a lower understanding of my being anymore. I don't have what you call a body that dies or a physical presentation. This body that grows to the grave, my body would transform to the earth. My breath would transform to the air. My blood would transform back to the waters. My light would transform back with the sun, and I will express once again. I have a different understanding. I don't go with the normal understanding. You're talking to the immune system of life. We're not really trying to make cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure and high cholesterol and disunity and disharmony feel comfortable. I'm not here to really make, you see what I'm saying? You want your immune system to do exactly what I'm doing for you. You want it to protect your mind, protect your mood, protect your behavior. You want it to protect your body, protect the cells. I'm here to protect and guide and go to war with anything that's against life, whether it's inside or outside your being. We either stand for, are you here to represent life or not? That's what you got to ask yourself. Are you here to represent the highest form? Are you here to represent Ra or not? You here to represent the sun? Then why are you not healthy? Why are you still eating meat? You here to represent Ra when it's killing your people? Why are you still eating that? You here to represent the earth when she didn't design it for your being? When you can't digest it and assimilate it in a raw state? When that, if you could, you'd be drinking the blood, which is the DNA and the iron? Why are you eating that? Why are you destroying the earth and killing 40,000? Why are you supporting this? Why are you supporting the energy of killing, murdering, enslaving 40,000 animals a second, raping, and destroying their transformation? You got to remember that every animal that you eat, and that's here now, whether hybrid or not, they're here to transform and eat and have kids too. So you're going to destroy their transformation? Are you not going to give them a fair chance? You're going to cage and support 40,000 animals dying a second when you're not designed to eat it? Them being raped, enslaved when you're not designed to eat it, and it brings disease to you. So you're going to curse your organs, curse the animals, destroy their transformation, destroy your own transformation. But you're here for the earth. You're here for Ptah. You're here for the earth, though. This is why I don't really get into too many of the the ancient cultures and people, because they not. If you're gonna represent something, your whole whatever you represent, they should be in harmony with earth and eating right. If not, I don't want no part of it, because y'all ain't there yet. You see, you can't represent the earth. You can't represent the higher consciousness and the higher vitality and the higher mind of the earth. You can't represent the higher mind of the sun. And you can't represent life and be a warrior for the earth, a warrior for the sun, a warrior for the breath of life, a warrior for the waters. You can't say that you're the immune system going around serving disease with your actions, your mind, mood, and behavior, when you're emotionally, mentally, and physically attached to your food you eat. We make all the excuses, but that's what it is. You are emotionally, physically, soulfully, spiritually addicted to the lower self and refusing to do things that change, but going around convincing people you mean different. Stop lying. Behave yourself. Just be quiet if you're not going to do it. If you're going to do it, it's time to do it and speak on it. Speak on life. Speak on growth. Speak on health. Speak on transformation. Speak on expanding consciousness. If you ain't going to do it and you really don't care, why even post stuff like, oh, you can eat what you want? Don't even post. Just shut the fuck up. Why even say it? Just go around and be quiet until you're ready to transform. Don't go around to try get away from people that are telling you not to be healthier, or you should be. Oh, don't worry about that. You'll be all right. Or you know what I'm saying. Like, you got to realize, like, if you're trying to heal, you got diabetes. You got to be serious with people. You got to let them know, like, I'm trying to heal. Don't come playing with me. Don't offer me that. Don't play with me if I'm trying to heal. Like, if I got cancer, I got diabetes. If you got high cholesterol, if you got problems within your being, you got anemia, you got asthma. You got to tell people, like, listen. I'm in a state to where I'm trying to heal my being. If you are not here to, and you got to have a conversation with them, let them know, so you'll know. This way, you know who's there for you, because, you know, a lot of people don't know. So sometimes you got to sit people down. You got to be serious. I'm trying to give y'all some guidelines here. Like, you got to be serious. If you really want to heal, you really want to be a better expression of life every day, you got to let people that's with you and that's around you and that's in your life every day know. You got to let them know. You got to sit down and be like, listen, I'm really trying to focus on transforming my mind, my mood, and my behavior, my body, and my health. Please don't bring things that would tempt me into my lower nature, into my lower self, and that will make me crave the addiction thing, the addicting toxins and toxicity in the lower mind, the lower emotions that I'm trying to relieve myself from. Don't bring these to my reality, because if you keep bringing it to my reality, I'm going to take you for what you are. Because you're bringing me toxicity. I mean, you are a lower vibrational energy in my life. You are a toxic energy in my life, and you keep coming knowing that this is not what I want. And the people who are truly there for you, they will change. They will try to help you. And they're not going to try to help you. You need to just, even if it's for a while, if you feel like you love them, like, for a while, you just need to be gone for a minute, because you're not really trying to help me be a better me. You're trying to keep me there with you. You're trying to keep me in my lower nature. So you got to take it serious and let people know where you are, and let people know what you stand for, and let them know where you're trying to vibrate and where you're trying to grow to, because we're all here for growth, transformation. It's impossible to grow without being a healthy expression of life, because if you're not being a healthy expression of life, then you're in a state of decay to where your bones, your organs, your tissue, your blood is deteriorating. You're either in a state of growth or decay, or living life force, growing your vitality, expanding your consciousness, or contracting back. The same thing what a flower does is it goes out and expands outwards, and when it dies, it contracts back into the ground. See what I'm saying? This is the flower. You just like a plant. You're here to grow eternally, express outward, or you can contract and let somebody bring you back down into the soil. You see what I'm saying? If you ain't ready to go back and transform into the grave yet, you need to be a healthy expression of life. Everybody's saying you're going to die one day, then go ahead and transform to the grave so we can get some people that want to be healthy on the planet. Because we need people that want to come on in and transform and be a healthy expression of life for us all. And that's why true gurus and true shamans and that's what it is. People got to realize that, you know, it's certain levels to it. I'm just at a level to where I'm not willing to sell my soul. At some level, you got to sell your soul to sell to your people, and I'm trying my best. I wish I can get the right one or two supporters that would go ahead and we can get this land and invest into it and do it right, because I don't want to charge my people. You see what I'm saying? I know sometimes we're in a state that we have to do it. Some of us have to do it until we can release that nature, but since I've been guided and I've traveled across the world for 3 years not doing it, it's like I can't go backwards now. And that's the state that's the state that's making it hard for me, because in order for me to succeed the way they say I should, I got to sell something to y'all. I got to get a business. I got to collect the money that you're trying to earn some type of way. I got to sell you wisdom. I got to sell you healing. I got to do something. That's the only way for me to accumulate it if somebody's not going to share it. So that's the choice being made. Meanwhile, $2 billion was spent on Jordans last year, said Dr. Umar. $2 billion on just Jordans alone. Not really helping anybody be healthier, not really transforming the planet, just shoes. The water can't nourish your shoes, food can't nourish your shoes. The shoes actually box you from connecting from the earth. I mean, it's not really valuable, but that's what we invest into. 3 weeks into a movie, over $1 billion, no land bought. I don't need $1 billion to get land and to do this. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, we as a people, what we're used to serving and ready, so willing to serve what pleases our lower mind, what pleases our emotions, what pleases our desires, versus what is actually nourishing the cell, what is actually nourishing your mind, what is actually giving you a higher conscious being. A lot of us, we lose the thought of health and lose the thought of transforming on the cellular, on a DNA level, because we don't even realize why we're here. When you realize that you're here to constantly and consistently transform this DNA and be in harmony and expand your consciousness and grow and be a healthy expression of life every day, you realize now your purpose is infinite. Because no matter what, the purpose I give you is infinite. No matter which reality you come into, when you come in, you consuming the nutrients from the earth to transform without beginning and without end. No matter which reality, no matter which dimension you go to, you're going to consume some type of energy to sustain your being. And you got to be in harmony with that frequency, energy, and vibration. And you're going to live to transform that. And so you transform and grow without beginning and without end. And you do it through your offspring and through the next offspring. You see what I'm saying? It's without beginning and without end. And so as you're transforming your DNA and you mate and you have intimate relations with another woman, that DNA then goes, that new combination of everything you know and everything she knew, it forms a new being. This new being has the complete combination of both of y'all DNA and both of y'all intelligence, and then this being is born, and then that being is going to collect a certain amount of consciousness, a certain amount of energies, frequencies, and vibrations from the earth. It's going to expand it, and eventually we're going to make a higher transformation into the next being, and you keep transforming. It's just like a game. The game we call life is like a video game. It's a video game with endless levels. You just keep going to the next stage of being. You are made of trillions of atoms and cells trying to express themselves, constantly mutating and transforming. That's what you are right now. You are a genetic mutation. In the womb, you go through the genetic mutation of every single species. You half your DNA is found in cabbage, half your DNA is found in onions. Like half your DNA is found in everything on the planet. And then not over 60 to 90% of it is found in every animal. So you go through the transformation of every plant, every insect, every animal in the womb to express as you. And so all you've been doing, so we are the highest state of consciousness here, and we're going to keep expanding and keep growing that consciousness as long as we are eating and living in harmony with the earth and in harmony with each other. And on top of that, we build pyramids and make music and draw. And, we entertain ourselves. That's okay. It's okay to entertain ourselves. It's not okay to entertain ourselves while destroying creation. That is the problem. It's okay to love and to have pleasure. And it's okay to have sex for pleasure, but not in a way that's destroying each other. It's okay to love and it's okay to desire a man just for his body and his appeal because you're attracted. But how will you nourish yourself and nourish that situation? You see what I'm saying? It's what you're doing it for. You're going to be addicted to something, but be addicted to life. Be addicted to growth. Be addicted to your transformation. Be addicted to nourishing your mind, your mood, and behavior. Be addicted to letting the self truly express itself. There's more there. You got to realize that you got 60 billion, maybe 60 billion to 60 million DNA strands that are not even activated yet, still haven't expressed. So it's still levels and dimensions of yourself that haven't even expressed yet. And this is what you live to transform and express to the world, to self, other, and all life around. And so we got to start loving each other. I just wanted to do that little quick video and letting y'all know about inorganic versus organic substances. So I'll go over that real quickly. Let me see my battery at. I'll go over that again real quickly. Inorganic versus organic minerals. You got to realize that the body can only use organic minerals, organic molecules, meaning that molecules and atoms and minerals that have came from the soil and have been transformed by a plant into a molecule that can be assimilated into your stomach. Meaning that if it's not bound to carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen, then your body cannot use it as far as on a DNA cellular level. Meaning that the water you drink, if it's not, most of the time it's not going to be bound because it hasn't been filtered through a plant if you're drinking water. So your body's going to soak up the water, and anything inorganic, it goes out as inorganic waste. And this is why if you just, it's really simple test that anybody can do that can validate everything I'm saying. If you urinate, if you drink spring water all day or seaside water, you urinate in a cup, you're going to see the mineral. If you do a mineral test or you have the little tester where they put in the water where you can see the parts per million, you're going to see that your urine is containing many inorganic substances that your body cannot use. And when you do the same way when you use the bathroom, if you look at the bathroom when you excrete or you have a fecal matter movement, if you look at the toilet, obviously you didn't keep everything because something's coming out. So your body's never keeping everything. Your body's only trying to use the molecules, the DNA structure it can assimilate into the cells. If it can't assimilate to the cells, it's going to take whatever water it can from it, and then it's going to send out the inorganic waste. And depending on the toxicity and what this inorganic waste is, will depend on how much it puts disease in your body. And constant consistently putting disease in your body will clog the arteries, will clog up the intestines, will cause parasites, will cause colon cancer, because it's consistently violating the body and consistently cursing yourself. Anything that was designed for you, the body is ready to assimilate. And so this is why fruit fasting. So any fasting, I say whole fruit fasting or a smoothie fast. To me, the smoothie would be the best. Because if you're not really good at chewing your food, the best thing to do is to do a smoothie fast. Because if you can't chew your food up all the way, you're not going to absorb it all the way. You see what I'm saying? So this is why it's not that whole food is not best. It's not best to go eat a mango by itself. It's best to put it in the blender if you're not going to chew it all the way. So that way you can fully absorb it. So if you go on a smoothie fast, anybody that does this, if you do, I challenge you. If you want to prove what I'm saying, do a water fast versus a fruit smoothie fast. Do only berries and distilled water. If you do only berries and distilled water all day long, by the time around about 6 o'clock, if you piss in the cup, you're going to see the mucus in a clear glass of water. You're going to see the mucus come out your piss. The reason why is because it's cleansing you on a cellular level. Whenever you see that mucus in your piss, and two things have to happen. Your piss have to be clear, and then you will see the mucus in it. When you see that mucus in it, that shows that you're moving the lymph. If you don't see mucus in your urine, you're not moving lymph. You're not cleaning the cells. And so what happens is when you do just a water fast, you might piss clear, but you might see maybe a speck, but you really won't see the mucus like that, because what's happening is when you take in inorganic spring water, your body now has to take, it still has, like, your body is always processing energy, so it has to process and remove those inorganic minerals and whatever else is taken with it out, and then absorb the water. But with distilled water, the water is blank. So you don't have to drink it by itself. You take distilled water, you pour it in there with the organic food, the whole fruits. And now when you blend it, that distilled water now has the blueprint of all the fruit. It has the DNA and it's coated. And now it's already liquefied for you like a baby. You can absorb it. You see, a baby don't have any teeth. So that's why they're able to absorb and grow better, because everything they consume is liquid. And this is what the body can, this is all your body's trying to do. Your body wants you to chew food to a liquid so it can fully absorb it. So babies grow faster because most of their food is liquid. And so if you want to be healthy, you want to grow fast, you want to heal fast, you have to eat like a baby again. You need to blend your food, or you need to blend your fruits in distilled water to a liquid. Do that for a week and tell me how you feel. Now, if you want to do my parasite cleanse and my fruit smoothie fast, inbox me. Or if you're interested in my nutritional guidelines that come with that, also inbox me. I only require an energy exchange of appreciation from your heart to my PayPal. So it's no price, whatever you can offer. And those who can't offer anything, honestly, just let me know and I still send it. I do this to people all the time. It don't matter. It's just, of course, in this system where they have collected my food and put it behind cashiers, they've stolen the land and we must pay for it. Unfortunately, we need the artificial energy to sustain ourselves and sustain our beings. So anybody that wants to support that, inbox me. It's been much love talking with y'all. I'm going to go through the comments real quick. Any questions that anybody have, now would be a good time to ask them. So I'm going to go through and see if I can find anything that anybody asks. Because I try not to do this too much. And like I say, you gotta love your womb. You gotta realize that life just like, okay, somebody just said they've been asking. The questions come in kind of funny on this phone, so forgive me. Somebody said, okay, let me see if I can I'm trying to get to the bottom of these comments. It's a lot of comments, sorry. But you got to love yourself completely and understand that life begins in the womb. And so your life, your transformation begins in your stomach. It begins with what you put in there. Okay, so whether the Bible existed or not is referenced just like the